This
Fine. Just
conference will now be recorded.
we'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes. He will join. Yeah, he joined now. Hi Chaitanya,
Hey Mujahid.
how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, fine. So let me share my screen. I think you guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So basically, we want to talk about the last thing where we discussed last time. Give me 2 minutes. I'll give you access to right. So we are talking about automation part, which is very important for us, and using Python, the administration tasks. These all things we want to talk today. Administrative tasks. So how we can achieve this automation and Python and through administration we will see today, and also we will see deployment process. In deployment process, the best one is the Docker. So we will follow only Docker. So otherwise we have another options also. I will share with you about that options. So you guys can continue with that option also. No issue for that. Okay. So first of all, we will learn the automation can be done with through Python using some libraries. Remember, automation and administration can be done through some libraries. This whole thing is based on some libraries. We have some packages like Flask have. We have some Flask packages. Same thing here. We have libraries, and that libraries are called Fabric library. One of them is Fabric library. The purpose of this Fabric library is basically to manage automation related stuff and or related to the servers and connect communication between different servers and managing this all this stuff. Okay, so basically what happened here, we will use basic connectivity there, and we will perform some operations like any administration tasks, whatever we have, daily tasks or some file transfer and other stuff also. So before starting this thing, just I'll go a little bit about the administration. So suppose we have one server one, and in this server operating system also we need to know. So we have an operating system called Ubuntu 16.04, some version we have, and then we move to the username. The username of this operating system is Ubuntu by default, because I'm taking this Ubuntu software from AWS account cloud. So and the password, we don't have this password concept here, so it's null, nothing here we have. And then we move to the another concept, authentication mechanism is key based, and to authenticate the system, authentication is basically on key base, remember. So password will not work here, and it requires key. That means the file which we want to connect. Okay, that means the pem file. So this will come when you create the server, or that time you will get this file. Okay, so to connect this type of system, what we require, the softwares, or using Python also you can connect using Fabric. Okay, let me try one example with this. Before that, before starting this whole thing, what we will do basically, we'll create a one folder, and with the help of that folder, in that we will create an environment basically. And with this environment, today is when Jan 1st June. Okay, so I'll create one folder basically, and I'll share with you. So this is my folder. Okay, now here I want to access my Fabric libraries. So I will open command prompt terminal. So when I open, it will look like this. And for better understanding, I'll remove this prompt. Now here, what I require first virtual environment, best practices, ENV, and this is related to admin. So I'll write administration. So this will create one virtual environment. Meanwhile, it is creating, let me introduce you something about related to Fabric. So here we will create example of Fabric connectivity, connecting to server. This is possible.py extension. Okay, so when you run this type of application, suppose here, if I'm trying to run this application, here, so here if we run this, so we need to include this library, right? So we'll use Fabric. Fabric is a library or package name, you can say, and from there we need to import. And then I want to import a class called connectivity related connection. Okay, this is my class. I want to import that class. So from that class, I will create object, connection object, obj connection object. Name can be anything. For better understanding, I am writing this name, and then connection class name, the class name, and then here I will specify my all parameter. Like I want to connect with my server. I have already created one server, and in the IP address, there are two types of IP address we have. Definitely, if public IP and private IP. So if you want to connect with different network, so we definitely require public IP. So I have one IP address 191.199.204. This is my public IP. So before going into this, I'll just connect with the server before testing, before moving to the application. So I have for that I have one library or one file we have. Basically, with the help of this file we can connect system, and that files are basically here. We will store this file, this PEM file. It is named as JESH, and now we open the software called PuTTY or PuTTY. So this software, so here we will specify the IP address what we written here. So this IP address, and by default it is Ubuntu. So data should be in auto username as Ubuntu. Okay, and this is authentication is based on key value pair. So I'll use here key value pair as PEM file, this PEM file. So I'll copy this address and paste it here. While browsing, I'll paste it here. Okay, this is my address, PEM file address. Okay, now it is open. Now what I need to do, I need to connect with this operating system. So while connecting, I'll get this message. Because this is Windows operating system, it's not able to connect with this PEM file. Definitely it will give you a problem. So that time you require ppk file. Remember, for that I already created ppk file, and that ppk file can be created using SSH keygen. I think you should know about that, I think, or if you don't know, I'll try to make it how to do this thing. You want to know? Hello?
I'm okay. That's the one, right? Private key and public key.
Yes. So
Yeah.
this is the ppk file which we require while connecting from Windows to Linux. Remember, this will help us to connect from Windows to Linux. So the concept is what if you want to connect from Windows to Windows, no need. From Linux to Windows, that time you require ppk file. If you are from Windows and if you want to connect like this, communication between Windows and Linux, you require ppk file. If your operating system is Linux here and you want to connect with Linux, so no issue. Even I tried with Mac, so it's not giving any problem to me. So here PEM file will work fine. When your operating system is instead of this you have operating system as Mac, also it work fine. Remember, with PEM file. So this will work with PEM file and no problem. But when it is Windows, it requires ppk file. So this ppk file can be comes from the PEM file, and you need to generate it and using this file, and you will save it. So SSH keygen is one software which will help us to generate the ppk file using PEM file. So as an input, SSH keygen will take input as a PEM file and output will generate as PPK file. So this is the concept about that connectivity. So let me connect with again this location. So this is my detail. Here I'll specify the public IP address because I'm in my another network India, and this is operating system is this is a server is available in another North Virginia location. So I need to connect with this. So you definitely require public key, public IP address. And here this is password username. It's not compulsory, optional, but better to have if you return here the username. Okay, so here this is our file. I want instead of this file I want ppk file. I'll specify this ppk file here, pasted this ppk file, this location, and then open. That's it. So when you open this file, remember it will ask you first time if you connect first time it will ask you yes no option. Okay, like this. Now this is your server is ready. So this is manually you connected, right? Same thing if you want to perform through Python. So Fabric will we use here, and for that Fabric we need to create one environment what we created. Okay, so we tested the server, it's working fine. Now we need to install the Fabric. Okay, for to install the Fabric, what we require to install through pip command. Remember, Fabric can be installed through pip command, and the command what we require here basically we require to write pip space. First of all, we need to activate this environment. Without activation, it will come to the global package. So here we will activate .bat, and here we will write pip install Fabric. That's it. So it will try to install the Fabric world package, and when we install it will collect data, and we need to write some program here. Basically while installing we need to write a program here. So this is my public IP address. I need to specify public IP address here, then double quotation close, and then after this what I require to write a username comma user equal to user. Your username is Ubuntu, so I'll write Ubuntu username. Okay, now here if you have password you will write password and equal to the password, or else if you have key value concept, so you need to write connect underscore key variable key value arguments, and then in bracket equal to in brackets and the value. So here it can be have multiple values like key value and password also is possible. So I'll write here file underscore key underscore file name is equal to or colon, because here it is dictionary, so you'll write colon and the double quotation and the file name. Here we will specify the file name comma and then bracket close. So my side file name is basically this one, js.pem, because we are connecting through Fabric, and Fabric is totally based on Linux based, so we require .pem file instead of .ppk. So we are trying to connect with this pem file. Okay, now after this writing this object, what we required, we got the object and we can perform any operation. So that operation we can store with this result object obj connection, and then bracket open dot run bracket open, and any command like uname, this is Linux command -s. So it will give me the result username, means operating system detail. So here we require str because it should be convert, because this is an object, so I'm converting with this name. Okay, meanwhile it is installed properly. Now here I want to write my program connecting to server. That's it. So when I display it, it should give me some message. Oh, object connection is not defined. Let me check with this. So here you see this is the warning, remember. No need to worry about that, but the main thing is what output will come here. This is your output, so this is your output is Linux. So like that you can write a commands and execute it with the help of Fabric. Okay, any doubt, any question guys here? Hello?
Yeah, no basic.
No, Mujahid.
So let me continue another example which is very important, interesting, and the thing is what we want to perform some operation here. Like I'll create another file which will help me to upload data from upload local to remote. This name I written because I want to upload my file from local to remote location. Okay. For that I need to write a code definitely, and there what we will do, we will write this code here. From Fabric, and then connection object, and then here after writing this thing we need to connect it. I connected, and then instead of writing .run we will use put method, put object.put, which will help us to put data from local machine like jayesh.pem file to remote system, comma remote equal to and the location where you want to save. So I will save in home. By default directory should come here like this, and then slash. So I can get the result in this result object. So I'll display this result object with this dot format and some, like here I'll write uploaded, and here we require parameter, right, to this location. So here we have object result have one parameter. We no need to convert it because we are trying to get the data from this object. So here we have argument called 0.local, which will display the local address. That means jayesh.pem file local address, complete address. And here this is the remote address. So 0.remote address. Because 0 means what? This is it can work. Fabric can work with multiple servers also. So that's why we need to write 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay. So it will give the address of all. So if you write like this, when you run the program, python.upload local to remote. Before that, I'll check here. So this location is basically already have a file, right? pwd. This is the location. Okay. rm star. I'll write rm jayesh.py. Here we don't have this jayesh.py file. When we run, this is from India. This is I'm executing script from India, and this is when I run this, it should work here, and it will get here a file what we need. After uploading this file, and this is the warning error, remember, because it is deprecated, the version is not matched. So if you see here, the location last message is this one, uploaded successfully to this location. Now if you see here, and Jayesh will come automatically. So like that you can do any operation. Like recently I did some CLI AWS CLI operation with the help of this Python and Fabric on automation stuff. Daily part also we can do it through some cron jobs running, and that jobs can be run through Python anywhere. There is one website which will help us to run our jobs, remember. So let me introduce you that Python anywhere website, which is interesting for you. Python anywhere. This is my username here, Mujahid, and when you open this, you will able to see there are few options here which will help you to run your script automatically on the fly. So you no need to go to create a server and do all operations. So it's totally free, but the capacity is very less here, 512 MB RAM and quota. So you can work on it and you can start your practice with the Python also, remember. So if you want to run practice on Python 2.7, you can practice here directly. Even they have database connectivity, bash script, and web-based script, and even your scheduler-based script. That means you can perform some operations here without any server. So see here we are getting Python 2.7 directly. This is possible with Python anywhere. So if you want to, guys, you want to add with me, so you can go here. There is an option in accounts, and in this account you can add a person, so we can collaborate the script like teacher, and you need to add here the name of your teacher. Like Mujahid is my account name. You can add this name, so I can collaborate with you, and I will give you the all files whatever we need in future also. If you need anything from me. So here is my dashboard, and see, remember these operations we can perform here. So consoles, what we see here, and even database also available. They have their own data. We can create our own database, and with this database you can perform all MySQL operations. I told you to work with database connectivity in SQLite, but why I switched with SQLite to MySQL? Because these people, they are giving MySQL connectivity. So here we have our database. The database name start with username. This is my username, and here we'll write $sign and your database name. Practice DB I created last time. So this is the database name. Show tables. We'll see all table. Describe T1. So this is my table. Start from T1. So this is the detail.
We can initialize a sample database of MySQL here
Yes.
on fly, right?
On the fly. Yes.
Got
This
it.
is possible. And it's very interesting. You people need this thing. That's why I need to share with you this tool. And it's very interesting because you no need to create a server. While creating server, you need to spend more time, especially VirtualBox and other like virtual machine. There we need to do it. And one another thing is what you can do, some web application like Flask application also we can run here. So I'm planning to start this Flask application here. I will create one application after after completing that application. I'll definitely share with you. So here you can add this application. So this is one benefit for you. And another thing is what task is very important for you, because here you can add your task script based, and based on UTC time it will execute. So you specify that UTC time, and then you need to specify the path, and you can create it. So it will automatically create without any problem. Even if you log out the system also, it will automatically execute based on this UTC time, 24 hours. Okay, so this is important for you guys, so that's why I share with you. Now another thing is what, any question here, any doubt? So meanwhile you can get the data and you can perform some operation in database, and perform some upload, administration related task, backup also we can do it, some SQL commands or any Linux command also we can perform. So what we see today, the Fabric command and Fabric related utility, and anywhere part means Python anywhere in software library, and then we will move to again related to Docker. So for Docker we need to install first Docker. I'll use community edition, and I'll share with you the commands also, which is interesting. And here I will use Git command, GitHub. So what I need to do, basically I will create one library. I will create my whole code, and I will store my whole code to GitHub. So source code is I created in my local machine. Remember, I created in local machine, and now I need to push it into GitHub first. After GitHub, here in Docker we create an empty machine, empty image, empty, you can say Alpine image or blank image. And in that with a small site of Linux means Linux we have here, and with the help of this Linux we install Python, then Flask package library, and then we upload our code using GitHub git command. So this we will perform now, and then we will check with this commands, and after that we need to run as a container, run container here, and we can browse this container easily through browser. Okay, let's try to run these things. Before that, I need to tell you, if you have any doubt, you can ask me in this area. Otherwise, we'll continue the next one. Any question, any doubt?
Hi Mujahid, what is the Docker? What is the use of the Docker?
Docker is basically a solution for running the application in a form of containerization. Now, before learning Docker, you should know what is containerization and why containerization comes. So there is one concept called virtualization, right? In virtualization, what we are doing, we are trying to sharing the resources, That resources can be hard disk, RAM, or any network, anything. It can be anything, etc. So these resources, if you want to share, because in bare metal devices, on premises or bare metal devices, the problem is what these people they continuously run that application, that server they continuously run. So hardware consumption is more, electricity more here. So because of that reason, what they did, they want to utilize this hardware with the help of sharing the resources. Suppose here, if we have situation called peak hour, I think you heard about that peak hour. In that, suppose in Amazon website, what they did in Monday to Friday, they need only 10 server, consider 10 servers to run their website. Whereas same Amazon, Saturday and Sunday, 2 days, they need to run more than 100 server, consider. For that reason, what they need to do, they need to increase the server capacity, and they need to increase, and after that they want to reduce the capacity here. So elasticity they want, scalability they want, right? For that reason, they started with virtualization concept. But problem is what, while sharing these resources with others, they told them it is called cloud is coming into the picture. That means they share the resources with cloud and on rent. So suppose I buy one car, that is in 20 lakhs, suppose. So with this 20 lakhs, what I will do, I will share with my friend, and I'll tell them, oh, you need to pay some maintenance costs, so then only I'll share with you. So they are agree with these things, so I can adjust it, pay as you go. So this model comes, but the problem with this model is what, again it is in virtualization environment. Even we are not managing this virtualization environment, Amazon or any other company like GCP, they are managing this, but again it is virtualized. And in virtualization, what happened, we have one operating system, two operating system we require in virtualization. One is guest OS, which is what we want to install, and another is host OS. So remember, host operating system take almost 70% of resources. Suppose if you want to install, and so from RAM it will take 70%, especially Windows related. In Linux it will not take that much, but it will take 70%, up to 70% resources. Suppose if you have 10 GB of RAM, so 7 GB it will take for loading operating system. So it is huge amount of memory we will lose in, or resources we lost in operating system. When if it is come to the virtualization environment, if we have virtualization environment, that time we have one host OS, which is basically Linux we usually take, and here we will take another operating system like Windows 7, and here it can be one Windows 7 and that run Java or .NET MS.NET based application. Here it is running IIS server, we need to install here, and Same guest OS in one same machine. Remember, this is one machine. This is one hardware. We interact with this hardware. So one hardware, one operating system, and with virtualization environment that is called hypervisor concept. With the help of hypervisor technique, or you can say concept tool, they can install multiple guest OS in one operating system using hypervisor. The example of hypervisor is VirtualBox. I have right now, I will show you, or VMware and virtual player from Microsoft, and many more we have, but this is basically will help us to connect with multiple operating system at a time. Means we can install in our own computer multiple operating systems. So I want to take the advantage of Linux in my Windows machine, so I can do it through this virtualization hypervisor software. So here we have maybe we have here Mac OS consider, and here we are using Objective-C, and it is for iOS based programming apps. If you want to create iOS based applications apps, so we'll create through this Mac OS, and here again we can install multiple operating systems. So I'm sharing the resources of my 10 GB. Suppose 70% I'm sharing with this all operating system. Maybe here I have Linux with PHP. So in one application, we can install multiple things like MySQL and other steps. So what is the benefit of this? Within one hardware, with one operating system, I can install multiple operating systems. See, here I'm installing multiple. Guest OS is Windows 7, Mac, and Linux. I'm just giving you example. It is so this is possible with this virtualization concept. So this hardware I'm sharing with this person, I'm sharing with this Mac, with Linux, or with Windows. This hardware I'm sharing with this. So this is the benefit of virtualization. But again, the problem is what? This is the big problem here. Guest OS. It is taking 70% of memory, at least in Windows. About others, maybe it is 40%, 30%, or 60%. But in Windows, it is taking up to 70% of resources. So this will take huge amount of space, and more problem with this. Again, the settings, whatever we did here for Microsoft.NET, suppose I have installed 101 libraries for configure my application which is related to Microsoft.NET. Suppose here I spend whole night or one year is to install and configure this Objective-C with all libraries what I require. Here I require coordinator and other stuff like Jira and other stuff also here with suppose Joomla and other packages, and spend more time. Now I want a copy of this thing, so again I need to copy this operating system as well. I need to copy operating system of this as well. That's first thing. And second thing is what? It is huge amount of data we need to manage, and also it will load this operating system as well. So the problem is what? This guest OS one, and the library and settings, whatever be dependency is there. So suppose in developer machine, what happened? Like I work right now in data architecture area. Is Swiss technology. It's Swiss technology. Now in that we face problem, whatever developer they develop machine learning program. So machine learning program, they develop these things, and this he develop in developer machine. And you know this developer machine is not more than 16 GB RAM. This is the problem, right? So what happened when he installed and he tested this application which is related to completely machine learning application we have, and it's working fine, no error. Why? Because based on this operating system, based on this machine what he has, based on this configuration, it's working fine. But when my side it's come, means I want to make the architect part, so that time it is not working. Why? because the problem is what I'm choosing different operating system, I'm choosing different hardware, I'm choosing different libraries, version, and conflicting and dependency, many more. So I'm facing this problem. So because of this reason, what I did, I moved this thing into containerization. With the help of containerization, all things he will store into container, and that container he will access through his machine. Now this container capacity we can increase and decrease on the fly, remember. So we will give them less capacity, and he can run in his local machine also, and he can start working on it basically.
I have a doubt here. Okay, you mean to say container is something on which all the infrastructure, everything will be maintained by the Docker. He will just give you a space which is called as container, and you can install whatever you want, like Linux you can install, or whatever the software plus software, that
Right.
whatever you need for your thing. Okay, it is something like a virtual server, right? Which
Right.
yeah, equal to virtual server, correct?
Right. It can hold operating system, application, settings, and configurations and installation, whatever you did in that machine. Same will come with, like last time I think people knows, as an administrator we know one feature we have, Iron Boot, or narrow ghost image, Norton ghost image. If you heard Norton ghost image.
But the backend of like a Docker people, how they are giving the container is they will maintain all those space required for the OS, everything, right?
They will maintain through Kubernetes. This all containerization or orchestration can be done through Kubernetes only. Best option is Kubernetes. We can do through Docker also, but the best option in industry level, Kubernetes. They will maintain through Kubernetes all this stuff.
So you will have an IP address to the container.
Yes, with the help of that, we will deploy this application, we will install it, and we will configure it like Flask installation we will do, and then we will deploy, and then we will run it. And you can run it in front of me, and you can load these libraries and all things. So we have three things here. One, we have containerization, container. Another thing called registry we have here. And remember, this concept come from Vagrant, and because I have good idea about Vagrant and Terraform, so that's why Vagrant and Git. This comes from Vagrant and Git become Docker. So here we have version control, and we have repository concept. So same thing we have here, repository. And Vagrant, instead of that, they manage container. They use container concept. So this is the core level of Docker basically, and with the help of this they can hold the data, means whole setting, whole container they can put into the like a repository in Git. If you heard about the Git, we can hold the repository source code, each and everything. So this whole thing comes into the one file, which file called Docker file. This file is very important in Docker, remember. So this file contain all settings and all installation and all things. So each
Docker
and every one
uses Ruby language, right?
Sorry?
Docker file uses Ruby language, right?
The syntax is like that only, or YAML you can say. So I'll share with you that syntax also. We'll try to understand that also. It's very interesting. But this will hold based on the files, because each and everything will maintain here in the file. So everyone they will maintain this file, and this is completely version control system. Version control means they will maintain this file version control also. It's possible to maintain this. It will become a image. So here image is the main thing. Image, that means whole container. That means whole container, that container. But this container, that means what is image? It is like a container, but that container is not in running mode. And if it is running, that is called container. And that can be done through Docker space images. We can see all Docker images through this command. So we will see here how we will do these things. And Docker PS also we have to see all containers. All containers we can see, and even if it is stopped, a running container we can see with the help of this command. And if all container, if you want, there is one command called ps-a. So this is all containers, not single container, all container. Here only running container we can see. So these commands will help us to manage this containerization environment. So let's try with some example, and we will take this whole thing from beginning, because I tested before your class started. So I'll do with from scratch. I will take one server in front of you, and then we will try it. Okay, that would be good for us, right? Make sense?
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
So I'll use my friend account, Jesh. Jesh, you there? Remember, here in Lambda also we can use Python. Python is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. We can work with the serverless architecture and containerization, which is ECS and EKS also possible here with the help of cloud computing. So Docker and containerization and serverless concept, this is coming into the picture right now. Serverless architecture, because we don't have server. What do you mean by this thing? That means no jobs in administration. Serverless architecture means nothing. Server, we don't have server. We have only a script, and based on that script, we will run it. So maybe in 2020, those people they are working in administration, they need to leave that job.
So you mean to say we need to go to the development then, leaving administration down the line?
No. And there is one option you have, a very good option, which is called DevOps plus architect. My suggestion is what you should go with architect level, because it's very interesting, and here we will have lots of opportunity. Because what happened, everyone they are coming from dumb system to intelligent system. Remember, when people they are moving from dumb system to intelligent system. Example, Oracle 18c or Oracle 12c moving to 18c. If you see Oracle 18c, it's totally automated auto healing concept, and they are using AI ops concept, which is a collection of DevOps and architect and plus intelligence. Three things. So if you are in a beginner of administration field, so you can move with DevOps, then you can move to SysOps, and then architect level and intelligence. So these two field is the future in market, and this is the future, architect and intelligence. And the highest paid is in this area only. Remember, definitely architect will get more salary, but now people they are moving from dumb system to intelligent system. That's why data science, AI and AI ops and this stuff's coming into the market. So right now we are learning only data science for as a theoretical. Remember, in India especially, people they are learning from academic level. This is not sufficient for industry. Remember, this require you to learn little bit advanced, which is related to completely industry solution based, and that is not possible in academic. Why? These people work on 10 MB or 100 MB of data. This is the problem. And whereas in industry solution, they work on terabyte and petabyte, like that, TB or PB work data. So this is not capable to handle this much of data. They have work on system desktop machine. Here they are working on servers. So this is not possible. Because of this reason, they get accuracy level is very low. So because of that, we will not introduce you if you learn data science from the these people, which is coming from YouTube or book or any teacher. But here the accuracy they should need 99.999 guarantee percent accuracy, and this is proved. 85% of projects is coming into the machine learning with architect. Remember, so this is the good opportunity now to grab it, and you'll get highest salary in the world, in especially in IT. Why? Because people they are coming from dumb system to intelligent system, and intelligent system require automation definitely. So if you are in this position, you should move to DevOps and architect and then intelligence. So because of this reason, I started MLA. One course I started, which is completely machine learning architecture, which is not like theoretical MB and desktop and simple Python file. We are working on huge amount of data, petabyte or terabyte, and here we are working with servers in machine learning. Nobody work with data science with servers. We are working on machine learning architect level. So I'm planning to start this type of course, which is very interesting and give you more opportunity in the industry, because the sanctions from CFO, Chief Financial Officer, they started sanction in intelligence system. They are ready to pay these things, but problem is what, they are not getting that much of professionals. Because of this professional, they are coming from this academy, they are getting more problem nowadays. Because why? This is free of cost, and this is will give you 30-70% accuracy. Now here, how it is coming to 99.99 guarantee? Because these people, the working people here is a student or maybe teacher who is only know the theory, but here the working professional is in Google, they are working in Amazon. So I'm focusing on these people. So they are making the algorithm. Remember, algorithm is developed by these people, whereas here algorithm is developed by these people. So you know the experience of these two people, and you know the experience of in this employees, in this industry employees. So that's the reason they are getting 99.99% guarantee accuracy. And our solution is Amazon based, and they are giving this algorithm free of cost. Remember, here you need to pay to these people, or maybe and here you need to learn. The problem is what, here you need to learn mathematics. Because of that reason, people, they are not thinking about data science. These people, they are not thinking about data science. Why? Because industry people, they are not interested to learn mathematics and other theoretical subjects. Whereas here, no need to learn mathematics, you need to work on architect level. And machine learning understanding you should know, because here we are not developing algorithms, where here these people, they are foolish, they are developing the algorithm, like they are making the face recognition. Remember, face recognition, and this is already developed by, if these people, they are developing this algorithm, and Google is developing this face recognition, so what you will purchase? Tell me your option. What is your option? You will purchase from this student or teacher who create one Python file and he run and he show face recognition, or you will purchase from this Google and Amazon?
Google and
Google
Amazon.
Amazon.
So that is the reason people in industry, especially CFO, thinking about this area. They are not thinking about this children, those they are coming from academic. So those coming to my side and they are telling me, oh sir, why you are learning machine, oh why you are not teaching mathematics? I am saying I don't have experience in this mathematics and this is not our field, because we are coming from IT industry, not theoretical industry. So in IT industry, we don't have this concept. Okay, obviously we should have, but this is completely research based, remember. And you know, research is not successful. Why? Because research and development is there. We have research and development. So in industry development, and if you see, if you have operating system, okay, if you, there is one operating system, Ubuntu, consider. In Ubuntu, now they started 20.04, consider. So you will select this for your organization or 18.04. Why? Because this is stable. Obviously, you need to select this stable. Even if they have latest one, you will not select this latest one, because you don't want any risk in your company. So that's why you will focus on stability. And so this is related to research mode, beta mode. So we'll not risk and will not add, industry will not add these people into data science area. Industry add these people, only IT people, and these people, they believe in this area. IT leaders, they can believe. So same thing, if you want to implement here face recognition, it will take 6 months, and still it's not guarantee, it's not stable. Just we can run it and we can see the accuracy is maybe 70 or 60 or maximum 80%. Why? I'll tell you why. Because they are working on less MB, and if the data is less, machine learning will not work. Remember, machine learning is based on two things: data plus algorithm, or you can say process, in which process you are working, or workflow, and how much data you are specifying. How much data you specify, that much accuracy will come. And the procedure, so procedure we will use it. Remember, these people, they are creating it. So for creating, you definitely require mathematics. I agree with this. But while creating, remember, these people already created, and they are paying higher salary to these their data scientists. So we are planning to use their algorithms, and they are giving free of cost. Only condition is what? They need to run here only. You need to run here only. This is the condition. So that is the reason industry is moving from data science. Those people, they are learning from like Amirpet related course. So they Durga Soft or someone, maybe I'm also teaching in Durga Soft. So those, they are coming from any local institutes. They will learn basic concepts, algorithms, and how to design it. This will not give you more benefit. Remember, if you want to make weather forecasting software, weather forecasting, so you require to work on data. How much data you have, that much accuracy you will get. Another example I will tell you. If you are telling, you have your wife and your mom, you told both of them, I will come within 1 hour. Mom will understand you will take at least 2 hours, remember. Whereas she will tell, okay, he will come in within 1 hour. Why? Because she don't have that much data how much mom has. From childhood to now, she has data, right? So because of this reason, you understand, this is a common sense. You should have that much of data, then only your accuracy will come into the picture. So data science is not for the academic or theoretical person, or not mathematical person. This is for us, and we need to grasp this opportunity. And this opportunity can be grasped through architect level and intelligence. Intelligence already they are developing. We no need to worry about it. We need to utilize it and make the blueprints on it. Then only we will get the benefit. So I'll try to introduce you in my demo session if you are interested in this area. So I'll definitely introduce you, and you can continue with these sessions, and you will understand more in detail about that. So we'll see later about this concept. Let me finish this concept which is related to Docker. If you have any doubt, let me know. Okay, any question, any doubt, guys?
What
No.
is the vagrant for Git? I understood. What is that vagrant? Docker
Vagrant
equal
is
to
it's not a background. You can say it's like a virtualization management tool. If you want to
okay.
manage the virtualization, let me introduce you one tool which is very interesting. VirtualBox. Okay, there is Oracle VirtualBox. We have virtual machine software, and that virtual machine software will help us to manage virtual machines. Different virtual machine we can add, and this will this is my VirtualBox. Here I install Ubuntu, Red Hat, and Vagrant. So this Vagrant will help me to manage these two images through command line. So this is the purpose of Vagrant. Getting my point?
Yeah, you mean to say like a registry, right?
Like registry, or you can say VirtualBox software is managing the virtual images, right? See, VirtualBox is what? It is one software which will help to manage virtualization images. I have one image, Red Hat, RHEL, and another image, Ubuntu. These two images I have. I can manage these images using VirtualBox, or I can manage using Vagrant. This is possible with both. These images we can manage through VirtualBox or Vagrant. Both is possible. So Vagrant is basically to handle or manage this type of images, whatever we create. We can create, install, deinstall, or open, or execute some commands, or install anything inside that image, copy that images, and delete that image. We can do all operation with Vagrant. Same thing we can do all operation with VirtualBox or VMware, these softwares. So these software will help to manage virtualization environment. Same thing, this one is local. It's like a Datadog. Datadog will work with any operating system, any vendor, or any providers. Same thing, Vagrant can work with VirtualBox. It can work with VMware. It can work with hypervisor or vPlayer, whatever we have in this. So Vagrant is the general tool. It's like a Terraform. If you know Terraform. In that you can handle GCP, Google Cloud Platform, AWS, or you can work with Azure simultaneously. So hybrid environment possible with Vagrant or Terraform. So it is a concept in which we will manage the images. So Docker is coming into the picture with the help of this concept, Vagrant concept and Git concept. It is a combination of two. So here also we have images in Vagrant, and that is called image, whereas in Docker we will tell in container. And this Git, that time we will say repository. Here we say repository, or you can say hub, Docker hub. We have Docker hub. There we will maintain all repositories and properties. So this is the thing which contain in Docker, remember. And another thing is what CLI tool, command line, to manage this Docker environment. So this all CLI start with Docker command, Docker, and then info, or Docker, or version, or images, or PS, like that commands we have, or build or run. These commands called CLI, command line interface. So this tool can run with these two concept and one CLI. Okay, can we try?
Sure.
People, they are coming my side and they are talking about machine learning require mathematics. I will show them how it is require machine learning as a mathematics, because Amazon also providing machine learning and artificial intelligence. So this is a little bit different than others, what they are thinking, but it's very interesting and it is the future, remember, because they are spending a lot of money with this AWS and GCP. These people, they are spending more money. This is, I'm creating the server. If you don't know, don't worry, you can ask me. I'm enabling the all ports, which will not create any problem to me in future. I'm using same Jayesh PAM file. So I created one server, I order on that server, and it's ready to use. So here I'll specify the name, like any name I can give here, Docker Flask. Okay. So this is my IP address. This is my IP address, and the key is Jayesh. Okay. So let's try to run simple program with this. This is my file, and here I will connect first. First of all, I will try to connect it and check how it's working. Okay. So let me reopen new session here. I'll close it, and here I'll open. This is my IP address, what I need to connect, and username by default is Ubuntu, because I selected images Ubuntu. And here, before that, I'll try to save this image public IP address. This is my public. Okay. So here I'll browse my file jayesh.ppk, because we are connecting through Windows, and I'll test it here. So this will come into the picture first time if you run. So it will store your fingerprint, so it will understand, okay, this person is coming next time, so it will not ask you again and again. So here we don't have anything, it's a blank completely, and we need to install all software what we require. So before starting, I will add this command, which will help me to execute all type of commands. Okay, let me try with simple commands, which is Ubuntu 16 we will use here. And for that we will try to run commands, which is first we'll update repository apt update. After updating repository, I will add the certificate file through certificate key, and then with the help of this command, I'll share with you these all commands. Don't worry about that. And here I'll use another command which will help me to add the keys in repository, so I can easily download. Here I'll try update the same, and then I will add policy, cache policy. These all commands will help us to deploy the Docker. Okay, so this is community edition we tried. Okay, we install with 5 to 7 lines, and here we will check the status of Docker. How we will check the status? Using this command, systemctl status Docker. So it will show you active run. If you see this thing, that means everything is okay. Now we run Docker. Okay. So this is completely related to Docker. Okay, this is the information we got. Now what we need to do, we need to create an image, and then we need to install all softwares in that. So I already created, let me show you the screen for you. github.com. Before only developer need to come here, but now everyone need to come here because everything is based on GitHub only now. So this is the commands and everything we already have here. If you want, you can take it. I'll give you the URL also. Mujad85 is my username, and that you can see Python class Docker one. I'll try to add multiple libraries also. Not now, later I'll add it. If you need anything, you can see it. Okay, so this contain one file, static rendering Flask-based application, which is simple application which will display you this message when you run this application. So remember, we don't have this parameter last time. Now I added this parameter because I need to run this thing into remote. So it should enable with any public accessibility. So that time you need to write this 0.0.0. If you remove this parameter from here to here, that means it can run only in local machine. So while if you want to run through EC2 or any remote server or Docker, you shouldn't add this number. Then later you can control through Kubernetes and other tool. Okay, security related. And this is my 5003 is my port number for running this file. If you want to access this file. Now problem is what we converted this file into Docker file, and this all thing we written here. This is Docker file. So what is it's trying to do? Alpine latest. This is image already written in Docker hub.docker.com. Alpine latest. Let me show you how. So you can check hub.docker.com. So when you run this, you should have account. Then you can open this image. This is Linux image, blank Linux we have here. And with the help of this Linux, we will give some instruction to install all what we required and copy this extension and each and everything. And then we will run it. So this hub.docker.com. Through that, you will get all ready-made images. So here I can search it. Alpine. See, this is the image. So I'm trying to download this minimal Docker image based on Alpine Linux. with complete package index and only 5 MB in size. So because of this reason, people they are trying to get this Alpine image. So you can get any other image also by clicking on that link, and then you will get the command how to gather that file or the name of that file. You can take this name and the number. Okay, so I want latest one, so either you can specify the number which one you required, or directly you will get the Docker file for that. In that you will get all detail about that file, how to write that file name. So from there I learned and I did this line, Alpine : latest. That means latest version I need. Whatever latest we have, that version I need. See, here we have. So let me try with this example. And here what I'm doing, this is Docker command. Remember, run command is Docker command. Work dir, copy, all red command is related to Docker. From also coming from Docker. But this command will load your operating system, guest OS operating system, which you really need. And one another thing, this is the commands is related to Linux. Linux based command we will write here usually. APK add no cache, Python dev. These we are trying to install Python in empty machine. This is Linux empty machine. In that I'm trying to install pip3, Python 3, and these all software what I need. And then I created one working directory, and in that working directory I copied all data whatever I have in current location. This is source and destination, and then here whatever inside this requirement.txt file, which we will see later, and that file data we will install through pip3. So this command will execute in Docker container image site, and we open this port number 5003, and we use this file, this command entry point is this command name, like Python space file name. So Python 3 we want, so that's why we written Python 3, and this is file name, argument as file name. So if you have any other argument, you can add cmd and the argument name. So like that you can add. Now in requirement.txt, what we have, all packages what we required. So this is requirement.txt. In that all libraries what we need. So Flask require these all packages, whatever Jinja or It Dangerous or Files or MarkSafe, these all packages automatically installed. So this is called a backup of environment. Remember, it's a backup of environment. So that environment we can restore it through this command. Which command we require? Docker file. Inside Docker file, this is the command, pip space install -r to restore based on these requirements in the txt file. Okay, getting my point? Any doubt, any question till here, guys? Any question, any doubt?
No, Mujhe.
Or else if you want, we'll take next time. If it's more, then we'll take next time, no issue.
We can continue on. We can continue on Monday.
Yeah, no issue, no problem. Because
Okay. Because already
other,
it's late, so I have to go tomorrow early morning tomorrow. So that's
okay, no issue. So we'll see tomorrow about this Docker again from fresh mind. That's why I take a 45 minutes class only. Today we take 9-11 minutes, 15 minutes extra.
okay. Kappa. Thank you. Monday morning,
What
right?
others? Ashok, Chaitanya,
Yes, Mujahid. I'm working.
Chaitanya.
I'm okay.
So we'll see next time Monday. What do
Okay.
you think?
Sure.
Thank you.
So we'll see next time. Okay. Bye.